It ain't easy making a movie, but getting your act together when you've got zero money or studio backing is damn near heroic. While we salute any budding no-budget director making the next big weird thing, not every cheap movie is worth celebrating, unless you're handing out awards for unintentional hilarity, in which case, these strange films are some of the all-time champs. The Lift. You've got almost no money and less than a month to make a horror film. What do? In 1983, Dutch filmmaker Dick Maas took a simple, everyday project and tried to give it a terrifying twist. The Lift features, that's right, a killer elevator that may or may not have been driven homicidally mad by experimental microchips, or a lightning strike. Over the course of nearly 90 minutes, it closes its doors on people's heads, lets people fall down elevator shafts, and generally kills people in all the possible ways an elevator could kill people. Which is to say, not many. Add the inexplicable urge that multiple people gets a boink while inside an evil elevator, and the result is a camp classic.
Take the stairs. For God's sake, take the stairs.
Terror Toons. Give Who Framed Roger Rabbit a $2,300 budget and direct it to specifically appeal to serial killers and juggalos, and you get Terror Toons. It's a sleazy, demented film from 2002 that was shot in 3 days. It relied on locations that not only had to be available to director Joe Castro on short notice, but whose owners wouldn't mind him filming a vomit-inducing sex and death romp in them. The plot is simple. Satan sends a haunted DVD to a bunch of idiots, but the DVD happens to feature cartoons from hell who try to kill them. Combining live action with animation isn't something you can do on the cheap, so the killer Toons are guys in masks, and the actual cartoon part of the film is barely even there. All this and the film still got a sequel or two. Piranha II. Yes, this film is credited to James Cameron. Yes, it's that James Cameron, and yes, he desperately tried to take his name off of this film, for obvious reasons, once he was kicked off the set after just 2 weeks. So what is Piranha II? The recipe is surprisingly simple. Take $145,000, completely copy the plot of Jaws, and presto, you get Piranha II. Except this time, the grumpy piranhas infesting the waters can fly, and one of the film's endearing delights is watching a fleet of wire-suspended fish menace badly dubbed Italian actresses. And when they attack, their victims have no choice but to hold them against their necks and flail around, pretending to be mauled to death while probably wondering where their lives went so wrong. Heck, the Shark Attack board game was scarier than Piranha II.
It's coming! It's coming! It's coming! It's coming to get you!
Still, some good did come of Piranha II. It was while working in Italy that Cameron had the dream that would become the inspiration for The Terminator, creating Rem Lezar. No hilariously low-budget direct-to-video movie has ever come so close to being the golden standard of VHS insanity as creating Rem Lezar. It's the story of the world's most useless superhero and his bizarre friendship with a couple of deeply stupid children. The film centers on two kids who discover they've got the same imaginary friend, a blue-caped, gloriously mulleted superhero named Rem Lezar. So, naturally, they decide to build him out of department store mannequins and junk they find. They fall asleep on their creation, there's a lightning strike, and the nightmare homunculus of dismembered demi parts comes to life as a handsome man in spandex who takes the two tykes on a magical journey. Except Rem Lezar's magic is made up of filming locations that don't require any effort, bizarre dance sequences, and a couple of unexpected PowerPoint presentations where filming obviously went terribly wrong.
Hate is contagious, and you're catching it.
Star Jack Mulcahy went on to star in at least one memorable commercial.
Proven to reduce the risk of spreading genital herpes.
But Rem Lezar ultimately teaches us perhaps the most important lesson of all. Never trust a guy with a blue mullet who might have herpes.
Good night, and sweet dreams from Rem Lezar.
Escape from Hell. The amazingly awful Escape from Hell represents a magnificent apex of Christ-sploitation cinema. Billed as an evangelist thriller, it follows non-believer Dr. Eric Robinson as he tries to mess with nature by self-inducing cardiac arrest to see what it's like on the other side. It's basically Flatliners, but with a lot more Jesus.
I think the real reason that I'm here is because all those times I should have been paying attention to the sermons. I was paying attention to Leslie Wilson in the third pew.
Instead of choosing to be existential sci-fi, however, Escape from Hell is a depressing look at the horrors of Christian hell, rendered in gloriously cheap blue-screen CGI. The result is an unintentionally hilarious feature-length spectacle of extras grimacing in front of fake flames, desperately trying to convince you they're in eternal torment. Although, to be fair, you'll have an exact mental model of the agony they were striving to recreate once you've sat through all 78 soul-sucking minutes of this film. Thunder Ninja Kids in The Golden Adventure. Godfrey Ho's approach to filmmaking involves stealing pre-existing zealous ninja movies, dubbing them into English with a new script, and then shooting and splicing in new ninja footage he'd shot himself to create parallel plots that almost never intersect. And Thunder Ninja Kid's Golden Adventure is Ho at the absolute height of his questionable powers. It's a film that's low on money and sense, but extremely high on ninjas, just like the following sentence. The stolen footage Ho includes features Ninja Kids in some sort of ninja fish-out-of-water comedy, while Ho's new footage involves two American ninjas trying to retrieve a ninja Buddha statue and defuse something called the Ninja Bomb.
My friends, please don't joke with me. This is not the Buddha.
Did we mention this movie has ninjas in it? By the end, both plots are gloriously unresolved, but hey, no one can deny that this movie at least fulfilled its stated aim of featuring all the ninjas. Blood Freak. Here we have an early 70s sleaze fest about a pothead biker who turns into a bird-headed monster after eating genetically modified turkey. Blood Freak is possibly the only film in history to feature a scene where a turkey man gets lucky, despite his obvious flaws, and his gobbling noises. Everything about Blood Freak is cheap, including how you'll feel after watching it. The biker turkey man is supposedly a vampire that needs to drink the blood of those terrible, terrible weed addicts to survive. But the costume budget was so low that, in reality, it's just a dude in a turkey mask making insane noises while a bunch of dummies scream at him. To add to the general insanity, the movie's director Brad Grinter occasionally stops the proceedings to appear on camera and explain that what we're seeing is a serious fable about the dangers of doing drugs. It's hard not to think that Brad may have misjudged Blood Freak's potential audience just a bit. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.